Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 20th edition of the India Business Leader Awards. Tonight, we gather to honor exceptional leaders whose vision and resilience continues to shape the story of India.
And Shruti, what a journey it has been. This year, we mark 20 glorious years of IBLA. And to kickstart this special occasion, let's take a look back at the incredible milestones that we've achieved in the past 2 decades.
For 20 years, it has been India's most coveted stage for business leadership. The benchmark of unparalleled excellence.
We have to dream big and even bigger for India.
An accolade that celebrates character, integrity, and decisive action.
You just have to do your best.
Not identified by any single name, nor defined by a single achievement.
The best years are to come, and you don't have to wait for long, it's round the corner.
But redefined every year by visionaries who inspire and legends who lead. A journey that honors those who set the bar higher year after year. This is not just an award, it is a celebration of leadership in action. CNBC TV 18's 20th India Business Leader Awards.
And what an incredible journey it has been. What a wonderful journey.
Absolutely, Ritu. And to set the tone for this iconic evening, please join us in welcoming someone who's been at the heart of CNBC TV 18 and its remarkable journey, our managing editor, Shireen Ban. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for her.
Honorable Shri Nitin Gadkari ji, the Minister for Road, Transport and Highways, Honorable Shri Piyush Goyal ji, the Minister for Commerce and Industry, the India Business Leader Awards jury, nominees, winners, ladies and gentlemen. It is with immense pride and gratitude that I stand here tonight to celebrate 2 very special milestones. Let me start with the first. It's 25 years of CNBC TV 18. For a quarter century, CNBC TV 18 has stood at the forefront of telling stories of an India on the move, of an India and its economy that made a break from the past to embrace an open market, unshackle the entrepreneurial zeal, and saw the rise of a larger private sector. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been over 2 decades of unprecedented leadership dominating both market share and mind share. Like category-defining brands, we are synonymous with ours. So when you think of credible business news, you think of CNBC TV 18. But if there is one thing that I've learned from navigating a world that's constantly in a state of flux, it is that leadership has to be earned. It is not a right to be taken for granted. I have what we call the matrix of 5 I's that we obsess about and stay committed to. Ideate, innovate, improve, inform, and inspire. I believe this matrix is even more important today. Historian Yuval Noah Harari cautioned us in an interview just yesterday that we're now living in a world of algorithms, and one without appropriate guardrails, we will stand to see humanity lose. Therefore, I believe it's even more imperative that we bring to the fore insights based on experience, perspective of history, and empathy, something that artificial intelligence cannot yet boast of, to continue to lead in a world where the rules are being rewritten. We at CNBC TV 18 are committed to being not just a brand of choice in India, but a brand of global relevance in a digital era. While we continue to lead on TV, we will earn our right to win in the digital age. We are today the largest Indian business news brand on YouTube and WhatsApp, and our journey has only just begun. Well, this brings me to our second and equally special milestone, celebrating 20 years of the coveted India Business Leader Awards. For 2 remarkable decades, IBLA has celebrated leaders whose vision and excellence has helped shape the stories not just of their individual companies, but of our nation. I see many of our past winners here this evening, Mr. Mukesh Ambani, Mr. Mangalam Birla, Mr. Deepak Parikh, and many, many others. And it is on shoulders of leaders like you that IBLA has gained in trust, significance and stature. Ladies and gentlemen, may I request all of you to applaud the success of the leaders who graced the IBLA stage and those who will walk away with the honors tonight. As someone I deeply respect and admire told me, the job of a leader is to find the future in the present. And while the present is ripe with promise and potential, it's also marred by volatility and chaos, often not of our making or in our control. As product life cycles shrink, technology makes the impossible possible. Building moats has become an even more complex ask. Today, leaders need to build muscle, not just to anticipate change, but also to control it. It requires companies to adapt with the speed and agility of a cheetah, while also having the memory, the self-awareness, and the thick skin unique to elephants. It is this balance that will make the doers winners. Tonight is not just about celebrating the past, it's also about looking into the future and asking, what will leadership mean in the decades to come? By 2047, when India marks 100 years of independence, I hope the leaders that we honor today will have laid the foundation for a future defined by economic strength, innovation, and inclusivity. IBLA has always celebrated leaders who act, not just dream, leaders who roll up their sleeves, act with courage and compassion, and inspire others to follow. As Rabindranath Tagore said, you cannot cross the sea merely by standing and staring at the water. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's take big strides together to make the India of our dreams. Thanks to you once again for being a part of this journey, and welcome you all to the 20th edition of the India Business Leader Awards.
Thank you so much, Shireen, for giving us the perfect prelude to this evening. Request you to kindly stay back. Also, I'd like to now thank our partners for trusting us and being with us, presenting partner Standard Chartered and associate partner Reliance Industries Limited. It's time for the much-awaited conversations that bring out the best in leadership.
It is, and we are thrilled to have with us tonight one of India's most visionary leaders. May we request Mr. Nitin Gadkari, Honourable Minister of Road Transport and Highways, to join Shireen Ban here on the stage. Mr. Gadkari.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've had the privilege and the pleasure of speaking with Mr. Gadkari very often over the last 10 years. So it's welcome back to the IBLA stage, Mr. Gadkari. It's wonderful to have you here. Since we are talking about awards and we're talking about leadership, political leaders के लिए सर पुरस्कार का निर्वाचन से काफी लिंक है और आपका जब री-इलेक्शन होता है तो आई गेस जनता की तरफ से वो ही एक पुरस्कार माना जाएगा. पर लीडरशिप की अगर बात करें गडकरी जी, तो लीडरशिप का क्या मायना आप इस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में आप मानते हैं और आपका लीडरशिप स्टाइल कैसे चेंज हुआ है, कैसे इवॉल्व हुआ है? आप नागपुर के क्षेत्र से 3 टाइम के एमपी रहे हैं, तो आपका लीडरशिप स्टाइल कैसे इवॉल्व हुआ है?
देखिए, फॉर एवरी लीडर विजन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. यू कैन डोनेट आई बट यू कैन नॉट डोनेट विजन. एंड द फ्यूचरिस्टिक विजन ऑफ आवर कंट्री इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. We have big population and still we are facing the problem of unemployment, poverty, and for that reason we need to increase the productivity, and infrastructure is very important because water, power, transport and communication, these are the basic infrastructure, and without that we cannot get investment, capital investment, and without capital investment, industry and business, we cannot increase the employment potential. And without increasing the employment potential, we cannot eradicate the poverty. So it is very important for every country to increase the growth rate. And that's the reason that the vision of our Prime Minister to make India is Atmanirbhar Bharat, economy of $5 trillion, and we are the third largest economy. That is the dream of our Prime Minister, to make Indian economy as third largest economy in the world. For that reason, starting from small village up to the capital, everywhere we have to plan and visualize the futuristic planning and the implementation by considering the futuristic development. That is very important from the grassroots level to higher level. And I am from Nagpur, so I starting my all development in Nagpur. Then I was in Maharashtra. I got offered to construct Varli-Bandra ceiling project, 55 flyovers, Mumbai-Pune Express Highway. And after that in Delhi, now again the infrastructure is with me, road infrastructure is with me.
Yes.
And today we don't have any problem. No money problem, nothing, no problem. Because it's a Mumbai which gives us the support at the time when we start the 55 flyovers and Mumbai-Pune Express Highway. And just 6 months before, in Mumbai Stock Exchange, in our Inuit model, our bond issue was subscribed for 7 days. But first day, within 7 hours, it was 7 times oversubscribed. That is the support from the city. That is the reason. And we are now monetizing the road. Economic viability is good. My target is at least we have to make the road of 5 lakh crore per year. But there are some small problems, land acquisition, judiciary problem, then environment forest problem. Problem is always there. But I always telling to my people that there are some people who convert problems into opportunities, and there are some people who convert opportunities into the problems. So this is the already problem there, but we are trying our level best to make India as the third largest economy in the world.
We know which camp you belong to, Mr. Gadkari. You've set us up very comprehensively with the many targets that you've laid out. So let me try and address each one of those. Let's start with the growth issue. We've just seen the Q2 GDP numbers come in, sir, and it's been slower than expected. The finance minister said that this is not a systemic slowdown. It's largely on account of the fact that we had elections, and so government capex was paused. What is the ask of the private sector? Do you believe that the government capex, the front loading that's happened there, will have to continue to be done in order for the economy to grow at a fast clip? What is the ask of the private sector today?
The private sector is very important. In our particular GDP, the 14% in growth that contributes from agriculture, 22 to 24% from the manufacturing sector, and 52 to 54% is from service sector. I am fully concentrated in agriculture. Now the problem is that once upon a time, at a time 47, the 90% of the population belongs to agriculture, rural and tribal India. Now today this population, 30% migrated to the urban area. And the problem is for 65% of the population, our growth rate is only 14%. So we need to have more irrigation, Jal, Jameen, Jungle and Janwar. We have to adopt the new technology. And because of I am very much related to the agriculture, I always tell to the farmers that the innovation, entrepreneurship, science, technology, research, skill and successful practices, and particularly rural technology, this is the knowledge. And conversion of knowledge into wealth is the future. So now I am from 2004, Mukesh Bhai knows that. I am constantly trying to diversification of agriculture towards energy and power sector. And today, the 22 lakh crores of import of the fossil fuel. I am not against any fossil fuel, but that because of that, we are 22 lakh crore going from the country. So if we can diversify this money to the rural agriculture and tribal India, our agriculture growth rate will go up to 22%, and that is going to create more purchasing power in the rural and tribal India. So today, just giving a small example, our government started making ethanol from corn. The last year, the cost of the corn was 1,200 rupees per quintal. But because we have taken the initiative, the cost is coming 2,400 rupees per quintal. The double income for the farmer is because of the policy. So that's the way we have to we need to have more concentration on agriculture, rural and tribal India. But it is not only with the government money. We need private public investment in it. And whatever the best practices in the world and the technology, where we need to apply for that. And already it's a success story.
But do you believe that government capex is likely to aid growth in Q3 and Q4? At least as far as the sectors that you're concerned with, do you believe that we're likely to see a pickup as far as capex is concerned?
Up to the end of the year, I feel that there will no problem. Because in my own department, my budget is 2,80,000 crore. I don't have any problem. Before March end, we will complete that.
You'll complete that. You brought up the issue of fossil fuels and, of course, your pet project, which is ethanol blending. So let me address both those. Let me talk to you about the electrification project that the government has been on a mission on. Now, FAME has sort of converted itself into PM E-Drive. I know you've previously also said that it is time for industry to now start to look beyond subsidies. When do you believe we will be ready for a subsidy-less future as far as EVs are concerned? And is the government now looking at diversifying its way outside of just focusing on EVs? Because even today, penetration is still well under 10%. So the world over, we're seeing a retreat from electrification of mobility. Is the government looking at any change as far as strategy is concerned?
First of all, you need to understand the importance of automobile industry. It is with my department. Actually, time when I taken charge as minister, the size of the industry was 7 lakh crore. Today, the size of our industry is 22 lakh crore. And this is the industry which is giving maximum revenue as a part of GST to the state and central government. This industry up till now creates 4 crore 50 lakh jobs. And now the maximum export is with this industry. Today, because of alternative fuel and biofuel, we are very much popular, and now I'm confident that domestic market is good. Now in world, USA is number one. They have the size of auto industry of 78 lakh crores. China is 47 lakh crore and India is 22 lakh crore. Now we have a target that within 10 years, we will be number one in the world because of alternative fuel and biofuel. And now you just understand, at the time when we have started electric vehicle, I remember the many people like you, the journalist asked me how it is going to happen. There was a lot of confusion in the mind of the people.
Yeah.
But at that time, the lithium ion battery rate was $150 per kilowatt per hour. Now today it comes to $110. And when it will come to $100 per kilowatt per hour, the cost of petrol diesel vehicle and electric vehicle will be same. And that is the reason today we have 400% rise. In some of the models there is a waiting list now. And because if you are spending 120 rupees of petrol for the same distance, for electric the cost is 15 rupees. And even in the flex engine, now the Tata, Mahindra, Hyundai, then Toyota, and all these companies are now already started flex engine. And now that Rajiv is here, I just launched his CNG motorcycle. You understand the economics. Don't think about the pollution. At that time, his motorcycle for petrol cost is 2 rupees 25 paisa per kilometer. And for the CNG, it comes to 1 rupees. So it is cost effective, and that is the reason that the import substitute cost effective, pollution free and indigenous. And now because of the scrapping policy, we will reduce the cost of the components by 30% less. And will be more competitive in the world market. And I feel that our automobile industry will be number one. 100% I am confident about it.
Well, there are many people from the automobile industry here, so perhaps a round of applause for the automobile industry as well as for Mr. Gadkari's vision. But you talked about CNG. Is there a view now within government to, as I said, diversify the bets beyond just electrification and electric mobility to other?
Actually, to be frank, a lot of people asking me this question. The size of the fossil fuel economy is so big. Whatever the initiative we are taking for ethanol, methanol, biodiesel, LNG, CNG, electric, hydrogen, I got a hydrogen car. The name of the car is Mirai.
You've been driving that for a while.
Yes, the car is driving by the driver. I don't want to. But
you've been driven in it for a while.
Actually, hydrogen is the future. And the green hydrogen is the future. Because by electrolyzer process making hydrogen, for 1 kg of hydrogen, we need 150 unit of power. Now the municipal waste are by using biotechnology, generating biomass, using for getting it methane in biodigester. And from that methane, we can convert into hydrogen, or we can convert into CNG. So a lot of municipal waste is available in the country. So that can be a cheaper source for advertising.
So I know you believe in waste to wealth, and that has been your mantra as well, Mr. Gadkari. But you brought up the issue of InvITs, and I think a lot of people here in the markets are also looking at the monetization pipeline that the government is focused on. What should we expect now as far as the road transport sector is concerned, sir, in terms of monetization?
My toll income is now 52,000 crore. And within 2 years, my income will go to 1,40,000 crore. We are making Green Express Highway, and there is no problem about the money is concerned. Because my every project is economically viable. The internal rate of return is good. At the same time, we have a good support from the Finance Ministry, having budget of 2,80,000 crore. And the most important thing, our Prime Minister has given the highest priority for development of infrastructure, water, power, transport and communication. And one thing is very important. Today the logistic cost in India is 16%, 14 to 16%. Yes. China it is 8%. And in European country and USA the cost is 12%. And now because of express highway, now Delhi to Mumbai, up to Baroda it is already completed, 60% work to JNPT also completed. So it will be 12 hours from Delhi to Mumbai. 2 hours from Chennai to Bangalore. It's just end of December, before December we start that project. Yeah. Then Dehradun to Delhi, 2 hours. Delhi to Jaipur, 2 hours. Delhi to Amritsar, 4 hours. So by which we will reduce the logistic cost as far as the speed is concerned. And the other important thing is, in place of diesel, if they are going to use CNG, LNG, or even any alternative fuel, or electric trucks are now coming to the market, so that is going to reduce the logistic cost. And I'm sure that within 2 to 3 years, our logistic cost will be 9%, single digit.
9%, that's your target. That's what you're working towards. Because that's one of the big issues as far as competitiveness is concerned.
I'm telling you about one thing. In my all political career, no journalist can ask me any question about my declaration. I'm 100% proved to be successful in that, but it's a very difficult task. It's not so easy. But I'm sure about it, that because of the roads and because of the fuel, 100% it will be going to single digit. So and then we will be more competitive into the export market. Because the 6% logistic cost which is going to reduce, 100% we will be more competent, and there will be huge potential for the industry and business in the export.
So 9% in terms of logistics cost in 2 years, Mr. Gadkari, is that okay? 2 to 3 years. Is that your commitment here at India Business Leader Awards? There's lots of witnesses, sir.
Actually, the two things which I related with me. Now we are starting. I am thinking. I request the investor to invest me. We are planning for making electric highway from Delhi to Jaipur, the cable. And now we are just, when I was in Yugoslavia, I got appointed to visit Skoda. So I requested to MD of Tata, WAG. So you make joint venture, there's a flash charging is there. And first project we have sanctioned, the bus is 18-meter length, and that is flash charging here, there for 40 kilometer. And first project is sanctioned in Nagpur. I am doing as a pilot project. And the charging system technology is from Siemens and Hitachi. And now 2-3 companies are now in the process of making this trolley bus. So that can be a very cheaper transport. We can reduce the ticket rate by 30%. I remember when I got approval to launch electric double-decker bus in Mumbai from Ashok Leyland. That is going to reduce the cost and at the same time reduce the pollution. So as a fuel, the cost involved in electric is very cheaper. If you are spending 100 rupees on petrol or diesel, the electric that cost will be 10 to 12%. Now the people are doing solar panels, rooftop. Again, that cost is going to reduce. So that is going to make miracles, in particular in the all fields. But
Mr. Gadkari, you've been India's longest serving Minister for Road Transport and Highways. Ladies and gentlemen, over 10 years in office he's spent. But let me ask you this, you talked about the target that you've set of 5 lakh kilometers annually as far as road construction is concerned. In your experience and in your assessment, what have been the biggest obstacles? What are the biggest deterrents? And since we're talking about the road to 2047, what are the things that you would like to change?
Actually, frankly speaking, even when I was minister in Mumbai, to getting clearance for Worli-Bandra link project, I have to struggle for 2 years. There was a public agitation. And actually you understand, this is very important for Mumbaikar to understand. When I awarded that project to SSC company with the cost of 420 crore, lastly the payment given by government to him is 1800 crore and people are paying the toll. And that was the project was stopped by the honorable justice, honorable politicians, and the people was telling, oh, Ambedkar ka smarak khatam ho jayega, Savarkar ka smarak khatam ho jayega, machli ka dhanda band ho gaya. Once I remember, I know some of the English paper journalists, I have taken them with that boat and taking to that Worli. वहाँ तो पूरा गटर था, वहाँ मच्छी थी नहीं, तो वो गंदा स्मेल आने लगा तो बोले नहीं निकलो यहाँ से, बोला नहीं रुको यहाँ. अब मुझे बताओ मछली दिखती है क्या? मछली पानी में होती है, गटर में होती है कभी नहीं. तुम लिखते क्यों चेचे कॉलम? तब वो सब करते करते वो प्रोजेक्ट हुआ. So there is a problems related land acquisition, court cases. Already many problems are there, but it is the test of the leadership. I remember the Bala Saheb Thackeray once gave me a slogan written on the acrylic sheet. And I was telling him, Sir, Bala Saheb, ये problem है. बोले नितिन, I will tell you one thing. थापा को बुलवाया, मुझे उन्होंने एक पट्टी दी, उसमें लिखा था, I like people who can get the things done. बोले, don't tell me all these things. I want to complete this project, you should do it. So that is to be positivity and commitment and transparency and corruption-free system. That is very important by which we can achieve that goal.
Well, Mr. Gadkari, thank you very much for joining us here
Thank
today.
you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the man who can get things done. We wish you the very best of luck. Appreciate your time and joining us once again at the India Business Leader Awards. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable insights. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, a huge round of applause for Honorable Minister Nitin Gadkari. Thank you, Shireen, for taking that conversation forward. Well, taking the evening forward, it is now time to celebrate the movers and shakers of the business world.
Yes, it is. And to present the first set of awards, we now invite on stage Mr. Piyush Goyal, the Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry. And may I also request Mr. C.S. Sethi, the Chairman of State Bank of India, and Dr. Sunita Reddy, Managing Director of Apollo Hospitals Enterprise, to join us here on stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause. Tonight, we start with a category that celebrates campaigns by touching lives and challenging societal norms. The Brand Campaign of the Year award recognizes excellence in creativity and impact in marketing. And the Brand Campaign of the Year 2024 award goes to Ariel's Share the Load. Congratulations, and request Josie Paul, Chairperson and Chief Creative Officer, BBDO India, and Mukta Maheshwari, CMO, PNG India, to kindly join us on stage. And while we take a glance at this amazing campaign.
Equality begins at home, and for nearly a decade, Ariel's Share the Load campaign, conceptualized by BBDO India, has been leading the charge for change. From its inception, the campaign challenged societal norms, asking a simple yet powerful question: is laundry only a woman's job? In 2024, Ariel redefined this movement with its #HomeTeams edition. Through evocative storytelling, it urged families to work as a team, sharing responsibilities equally. By highlighting real-life scenarios, the campaign struck a chord with millions, inspiring conversations on gender equality and inclusivity. The impact: a wave of social media engagement, widespread participation in the #HomeTeams initiative, and a reinvigorated push for equitable homes. CNBC TV 18 India Business Leader Awards 2024 proudly presents the Brand Campaign of the Year award to Ariel's Share the Load #HomeTeams.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause to Josie and Mukta here from the Ariel team for this campaign. Many, many congratulations.
Congratulations to you. Would you like to share your thoughts on this?
It's a proud moment and an honor to accept the award for the Brand Campaign of the Year on behalf of Procter & Gamble for Ariel Share the Load. As part of building communication that drives superiority for a product, P&G brands try to communicate values like equality and inclusion, which are absolutely critical to drive conversations in our households so that we can redefine changes needed for society. Thank you so much. Awards like this support our unwavering commitment to build brand narratives that drive the change. A warm thank you to our long-term partners BBDO, who have helped us bring this commitment with their passionate storytelling to life. Brands at P&G, as they look at brand building narratives, do weave in addition to driving business growth, messaging that inspires our communities to have the conversation and inflect change. Thank you, CNBC. Thank you, jury, for putting up an amazing event and for the award. Thank you.
Thank you, Josie, Mukta and team, and congratulations again on winning this award.
And congratulations to the entire Share the Road team. Thank you so much.
Let's give them another big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it's now time for one of the most anticipated categories of the evening, the Young Turk of the Year Award. Now, this award celebrates startups that lead with innovation, agility, while also creating remarkable growth stories. And this year, the Young Turk of the Year Award goes to Noise. So I'd like to request Mr. Amit Khatri, the co-founder of the company, to join us here on stage. And while he does that, let's also take a moment to look back at his journey. Mr. Khatri.
In the fast-paced world of connected living, one brand is leading a silent revolution. Noise, India's top smartwatch brand, is powered by innovation and accessibility. Founded by Amit and Gaurav Khatri, Noise has consistently stayed ahead, pioneering smart eyewear and launching India's first smart rings. Even in a challenging 2024, when others struggled, Noise thrived, achieving a remarkable 19% growth rate and crossing 2,000 crore rupees in revenue. Its success attracted high-profile investors, including its first strategic partner, Bose Corporation. CNBC TV 18 India Business Leader Awards 2024 proudly presents the Young Turk of the Year Award to Noise.
A huge round of applause for Amit Khatri, the co-founder of Noise.
Let's make some noise for Noise.
It's a proud moment for all of us, our team, to have this award, and thank you CNBC and jury for selecting us. I spoke to few folks here, few people here. Most of them don't know Noise, which means we have to do a lot of work here. By the way, we are third largest in the world, just not in India. And we are the most downloaded app in health and fitness store. We have close to 20 million users and a lot more to come. So thank you so much. And it's a good motivation for all the noisemakers there in Gurugram. Thank you.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Noise. Congratulations on this incredible achievement, Amit. It's time now to celebrate visionaries who dare to dream big. Our next category, the Young Turk Startup of the Year, recognizes startups that embody the entrepreneurial spirit, driving innovation and delivering exceptional impact. Let's delve into the incredible journey of this year's winner. Priyanka and Harshal Salod, the co-founders of the Sleep Company, may I request you to kindly join us on stage.
And a big round of applause to welcome them here as we look back at their journey.
In an industry stagnant for decades, one brand is redefining comfort and technology. Co-founded in 2019 by Priyanka and Harshal Salot, the Sleep Company was born from Priyanka's quest for better sleep, a need shared by millions. Since launching their Smart Grid mattress, the company has transformed over 2 lakh lives, delivering not just restful nights, but better living. With patented technology and relentless R&D, the Sleep Company is raising the bar on sleep innovation. The Salot's dream has found takers, supported by premier investors like Premji Invest, Alteria Capital and Fireside Ventures. The company has entered international markets and achieved a 500 crore rupee annual revenue run rate in just 4 years. CNBC TV 18 India Business Leader Awards 2024 proudly presents the Young Turk Startup of the Year Award to The Sleep Company.
Do stay back and say a few words.
No, absolutely honored to be here and getting this award on behalf of the Sleep Company. At the Sleep Company, our mission has always been to revolutionize the way people sleep and sit, make world a more comfortable place. And we truly believe that, we're at the cusp of a huge consumer disruption where sleep is becoming an integral part of our health and well-being. Just taking a moment to thank obviously our incredible teams, our investors and our consumers who put in trust in us for their sleep. And to CNBC and the jury, thank you so much for honoring this vision. I think last but not the least, thank you to our amazing families for their support. And our biggest cheerleader, our 8-year-old son Ayan, who's there. And he's the reason why this all started. So thank you so much and thank you everyone.
Thank you so much, Priyanka. Many congratulations. A big round of applause for the Sleep Company. Thank you so much. We request Honorable Mr. Goyal to kindly remain on stage. Thank you so much, Mr. Shetty and Dr. Reddy, for presenting the awards for us tonight. Our next category is the Breakout Brand of the Year, honoring a brand that has reshaped its industry with creativity, innovation and impact. Requesting Meenu Margaret, founder and CEO of Bliss Club, to join us on stage. Let's uncover the story of this year's winner, Bliss Club.
In the world of activewear, one brand is redefining the game. Bliss Club. Founded by Meenu Margaret, a chartered accountant turned entrepreneur. Bliss Club's mission is simple. An activewear that's not designed just for an hour at the gym, but for the entire day, blending comfort, style and innovation seamlessly. In just 3 years, Bliss Club has become a leader in women's activewear, with over 65% of its sales from its website and a growing presence on Myntra, Amazon and in 12 retail stores across India. With an ARR of 100 crore rupees and an impressive 80% growth rate in just 3 years, it's won the trust of customers and top investors alike. CNBC TV 18 India Business Leader Awards 2024 proudly presents the Breakout Brand of the Year Award to Bliss Club.
Congratulations to Team Bliss Club and to Meenu here. Meenu, you're the Breakout Brand of the Year. Tell us what you aspire to do next now that you've unlocked this milestone.
No, this is a super exciting time for us. Exactly 4 years back, Bliss Club launched from a 2 BHK apartment in Bangalore. We launched with a single pair of black leggings, which we call the ultimate leggings. I don't come from an apparel background, and everyone from the background said, you can't launch an apparel brand, with a single SKU. You need to launch a collection. But in my head, I just thought that if I can just make that one product that's really amazing, which I can call the ultimate leggings, there'll be a lot of women who want to buy it. And that's exactly what we did, and we continue to invest a lot in building insanely amazing products. That's something we want to continue doing. We also want to continue breaking the norms and challenging the industry. And it's been an incredible 4 years. From there, I wanted to thank everyone who's been part of our journeys, our investors, 8 Roads and Elevation, our vendors who's helped us make some incredible products, my family who's here, my husband who's been an incredible emotional support, my sister who's an orthodontist who shut her clinic to help me start Bliss Club during COVID, my parents who brought up 2 women who they said can conquer the world. I have a 6-month-old. I hope I can get her to conquer the world at some time as well. And our, customers who we call Bliss Queens, who really are the heart and soul of everything we do at Bliss Club. But last but not the least, my incredible team. We are 150 of us back in Bangalore as well as in all our stores in India. I have Saket and Nagaraj here with me, and everyone back home. It's been an amazing 4 years to build a 100+ crore brand in a category which is women's activewear, which they say is niche. So we have some very large incumbents in this category, and we hope to build something truly differentiated. Hope to see a lot of women building brands in India.
And more power to you and your tribe, Meenu, and may this tribe continue to grow. Many congratulations again on winning this award.
Meenu, it truly takes a village not just to raise a child but a startup as well.
I think looking at all the startups, there are a lot of people in this room who are going to be pitching for investing in these companies.
Absolutely, sir. And thank you so much, Meenu and the Bliss Club team. Congratulations once again. And before we move on to our next award, I would like to invite on stage Mr. Kumar Mangalam Birla, the chairman of Aditya Birla Group, to give away our next award. Ladies and gentlemen, huge round of applause. Up next, the outstanding contribution to climate consciousness recognizes individuals or organizations driving impactful, scalable solutions for sustainability. From water conservation to waste management, energy transition to carbon capture, this award honors efforts that address environmental challenges at scale. Requesting Utkarsh Singh, co-founder and CEO of Batex Energies, to join us on stage to accept the award, and let's learn more about this year's winner.
Batex Energies has recycled 220 million lithium-ion batteries, extracting essential metals like lithium, cobalt and nickel to reintegrate into the supply chain. As India's largest battery recycler, it has processed over 2,500 metric tons of batteries, redefining sustainability. Beyond recycling, Batex is developing 100% off-grid solar EV chargers for companies like MG Motors, advancing clean energy innovation.
CNBC TV 18 India Business Leader Awards 2024 proudly presents the Outstanding Contribution to Climate Consciousness Award to Batex Energies.
Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for Utkarsh and Batex Energies team.
Utkarsh, congratulations.
We would love to hear about your story and your accomplishments.
This award is dedicated to the entire team of Batex Energies, who are dedicated in creating a circular supply chain of these critical materials. We all are talking about electric mobility, but it is not possible if lithium, cobalt and nickel is not there. The only way India can create our own materials is if we start recycling them. And this also contributes to Atmanirbhar Bharat and circular economy. So we are going to keep going ahead with our vision and saving the environment. I would like to thank CNBC and Standard Chartered for giving us this recognition. And thank you to our families. Thank you to my wonderful co-founder Vikrant, and to all our mentors, our investors, our teachers who have got us here to date. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
And we wish you all the very best with that, Utkarsh. A big round of applause again, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Goyal, thank you very much for presenting that award. Mr. Birla, we request you to stay back on stage. And may I invite Mr. Nitin Gadkari back on stage to present our next set of awards. Mr. Gadkari, do join us here.
Moving ahead, we recognize a company that has rewritten the rules of its industries, creating new opportunities while challenging traditional players. The Disruptor of the Year award highlights innovations that reshape how businesses operate and how consumers engage with them. Now this year, the award goes to Blinkit, requesting Mr. Albinder Dhinsa, co-founder of Blinkit, to join us on stage. And while Albinder reaches the stage, let's take a glimpse into the Blinkit story.
In a world where the Indian consumer craves convenience, one company has redefined shopping. They've made it possible to shop from the comfort of your couch and get deliveries in record time. What began as a mission to deliver groceries in 10 minutes has expanded to include everything from furniture to electronics, covering 26 cities with 639 dark stores. With a 40% market share and a 93% jump in gross order value to 12,469 crore rupees in financial year 24. This brand has revolutionized the shopping experience, more than doubling revenues to 2,301 crore rupees. CNBC TV 18 India Business Leader Awards 2024 proudly presents the Disruptor of the Year award to Blinkit.
Congratulations to Team Blinkit. Albinder, before you go, in under 10 minutes, can you quickly take us through your journey?
Sorry, I'm struggling with a bit of cold, but see, I think customers are the ultimate disruptors. They're always unsatisfied. My journey in this over 11 years has gone from delivering in 24 hours to delivering in 90 minutes to now delivering in 10 minutes. But I would, I'm very grateful that we get to serve customers, especially, women, homemakers who really value our service. And I think they understand more than anybody else the value and convenience of getting fast deliveries. And of course, it takes about 3 lakh people in our supply chain to make it happen, whether they are sellers, whether they are store owners, drivers, and thank you for recognizing their achievements.
Thank you, Albinder. And a big congratulations. Let's hear the round of applause from everyone, ladies and gentlemen, for our winners this evening. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to one of the most significant moments of the evening, the most promising company of the year. Celebrating a mid-sized listed company for strong shareholder returns, sound financials and exemplary governance. And the winner, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together, is PI Industries. Congratulations to the team, and may I request Mr. Mayank Singhal, Vice Chairman and Managing Director at PI Industries, to join us here while we watch the company's success story.
A trusted name since independent India, PI Industries has empowered generations of farmers with cutting-edge R&D and an extensive network of 70,000 retail points. Now making strides in pharmaceuticals. Its new vertical contributes over 7% of revenue within a year of launch. With 85% earnings from patented products, PI has seen revenues grow 2.28 times and profits 3.7 times in just 4 years. CNBC TV 18 India Business Leader Awards 2024 proudly presents the Most Promising Company of the Year award to PI Industries.
Congratulations to Mayank and the entire team of PI Industries. Ladies and gentlemen, we would love to hear your thoughts.
Yes, good evening, everybody. Once again, a very thank you to the jury for selecting PI and giving this great honor. I must not forget to thank all the people who contributed to this organization. We are not a young organization. We are about 75 years old. So I must remember my grandfather, who tediously laid the foundations of this organization, set the course of its right values. My father, who propelled it to take it to the next level. Today, PI stands an institution which is taking innovation to the world, basically taking India to the world. We fostered ourselves by saying that we want to be the largest innovative agri-science company with 900 scientists creating innovation. Our first product has got to go to the world. We're fostering this and taking it into the pharma sector, the biotech sector, and putting India on the global map. Once again, thank you very much. And thanks to all the members of PI over the generations who made this company what it stands for today. Thank you.
Many congratulations, Mayank. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the most promising company of the year. Now, before we move on to the next category, please put your hands together for Mr. Deepak Parekh, former chairman HDFC Bank, for joining us and making the 20th edition of IBLA truly special. Many thanks, Mr. Parekh, and request you to please join us on stage to present the next award. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, a round of applause for Mr. Deepak Parekh. Thank you, sir, for joining us here tonight. Up next is a category that celebrates leaders who have truly made a difference, the Outstanding Business Leader of the Year. This year, the award goes to the one who has redefined success with unwavering vision and determination. Requesting Mr. Velayan Subbiah, Executive Vice Chairman, Tube Investments India, and Chairman and Non-Executive Director, Chola Mandalam Investment and Finance, to join us on stage to accept the honor. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause, and let's discover the story behind this year's winner.
True leadership is the ability to transform, innovate and grow even in adversity. And Velayan Subbiah embodies this. The civil engineering graduate from IIT Madras and an MBA from the University of Michigan, Subbiah took over Chola Mandalam Investment and Finance in 2010, turning it into India's top vehicle financier. In financial year 24, the company achieved 21,079 crore rupees in revenue and 2,967 crore rupees in profit, a far cry from the 1,066 crores in revenue and a net loss of 54 crores back in 2010. As the leader of Tube Investments, he diversified into electric mobility and semiconductors, pushing the Murugappa Group to record profits. CNBC TV 18 India Business Leader Awards 2024 proudly presents the Outstanding Business Leader of the Year Award to Velayan Subbiah.
A big round of applause for Mr. Subbiah, and many, many congratulations in winning this award. Mr. Subbiah, you've truly raised the bar for leadership, and we'd love to hear your thoughts.
So if you could say a few words.
Namaskaram, and thank you so much to the jury and to CNBC for this award that I'm not sure I deserve. I would just say that I've been fortunate to actually find the best technology that India has to offer, the science of yoga, meditation and spirituality. I genuinely believe that this science has significantly enhanced my capability and is probably the most powerful tool that India actually has to basically enhance the capability of its leaders. I think that we have the advantage of knowing the ways of the West, of learning the ways of the West. But if we can combine this science with what we can learn from the West, I truly believe that we can create a force that no other nation in the world can stop or slow down. I really believe that this is the path to which India can kind of become the leading nation in the world that it deserves to be. To India's rise, Namaskaram, Jai Hind.
Well, a big round of applause again, ladies and gentlemen. Many, many congratulations, Mr. Subbiah.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep the applause going. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us here tonight. Moving on, the next category of the evening is Outstanding Company of the Year, celebrating a remarkable legacy of resilience, vision and excellence. This year's winner, Bajaj Auto, has stood the test of time with over 75 years of visionary leadership. May I now invite Mr. Rajiv Bajaj, Managing Director, Bajaj Auto, to join us on stage and accept the award. And let's also unveil the inspiring journey of this year's winner.
Bajaj Group, founded by Jamna Lal Bajaj in 1926, is a symbol of India's resilience and reinvention. Its 2- and 3-wheelers are lifelines for millions, from bustling cities to rural India. Today, Bajaj exports to Latin America, Africa, Asia and the Middle East, generating $1.7 billion in financial year 2024, holding the #1 spot in 9 of 12 export markets, with over 2 million vehicles sold. A nostalgic brand that innovates. Bajaj introduced Freedom, the world's first CNG two-wheeler, is pioneering ethanol-powered vehicles and ranks 3rd in India's electric scooter market. CNBC TV 18 India Business Leader Awards 2024 proudly presents the Outstanding Company of the Year award to Bajaj Auto.
Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for Mr. Rajiv Bajaj. Mr. Bajaj, we would love to hear your thoughts on the recognition and your incredible journey.
Good evening, everyone. You will hear my thoughts, but sir, मैं 2 minute में नहीं बोल सकता. मैं राहुल बजाज का लड़का हूँ. But thank you, everyone. Thank you first and foremost, all the winners for being such an inspiration. Thank you, the jury, and in particular the jury chairman, Dr. Kalyani, to all of you, but Baba Uncle to me because he's known me since I was in school. Thank you to our honorable ministers. Thank you very much. And of course to CNBC. You gave me my first business interview over 20 years ago. You made me the same award, the CEO of the Year, 12 years ago. And today this, so you are very lucky for me. At some point, if I decide to run for Prime Minister, I'll let you know before I tell anyone else.
First to CNBC TV 18.
Always. But thank you. On behalf of my team of 10,000, I'd like to share with you very quickly what I believe are 3 milestones owing to which I am here today. First, we made the transition from being, if I may call it, a maker of value for money scooters to high-tech motorcycles. I believe that is what set us up to become, by market cap 3 years ago, by far the most valuable 2- and 3-wheeler company in the world, and that value has only appreciated in the last 3 years. Secondly, because we made the transition from being a local company that sold everything in the domestic market to becoming a global company that, as you saw, now exports to 100 countries across the world. It's why we call ourselves the world's favorite Indian, and we are proud to represent our country across the globe and at every level of society there. And finally, because we are now trying to make the transition from the era of fossil fuels to the future of green energy. What started with the CNG 3-wheeler moved on to electric scooters and 3-wheelers, and as you just saw, we introduced, in fact, Nitinji launched on 5th of July this year, the world's first ever CNG 2-wheeler in the form of this motorcycle, the Bajaj Freedom. In fact, one correction, basis what you showed, my son Rishabh, who's here, who's been part of our electric Chetak team for the last 2.5 years, let me know this morning that based on December Vahan registration data, our electric scooter, the Chetak, is now the largest selling, not the 3rd largest, the largest selling electric scooter in the country. So your award could not be better timed, and the message to me is, Ola to Ola hai, lekin Chetak to Shola hai. So, you know, I just close by saying that it was Ralph Nader who said, I want the guys who love to win, and if I can't have them, I want the guys that hate to lose. I am so fortunate, I have 10,000 guys who either love to win or hate to lose. I thank God for them, and thank you all for encouraging us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rajiv Bajaj, and many congratulations again. We're privileged to have been a witness to your journey and to have played a small part in it. Thank you very, very much for being with us here today. Thank you to Mr. Parekh and to Mr. Birla as well for being part of this special evening. And Mr. Gadkari, please do stay on for our next set of awards. We now request Mr. Ashok Vaswani, the CEO of Kotak Mahindra Bank, and Mr. KVS Manian, the CEO of Federal Bank, to join us here on stage to do the honors along with Mr. Nitin Gadkari. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we now pause to honor the lives of remarkable individuals whose work and dedication have left an enduring impact on their fields and beyond. Their contributions have shaped industries and inspired countless others. So let us reflect on their achievements and come together in remembrance. It is time to witness their incredible journeys which have inspired all of us.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in a moment of silence to honor their legacy. Ladies and gentlemen, through the presence of these legends, we are deeply missing them. Their work lives on, resonating with us all. Let us honor their memory through these special tributes. We begin with Mr. Narayanan Vagul, a visionary who transformed India's banking landscape during his leadership at ICICI. We invite his wife, Mrs. Padma Vagul, to accept this tribute.
Mrs. Vagul, thank you very much for being with us here to honor the memory of Mr. Vagul here at the India Business Leader Awards. Thank you.
Thank you, CNBC and Standard Chartered, and thank you all the juries and the eminent people gathered here. I'm so grateful to accept this award on behalf of Mr. N. Vagul.
Thank you, ma'am, so much for joining us here tonight. Thank you so much. Next, we honor Mr. Vineet Nair, the founding CEO of Tech Mahindra. May we now invite his daughter, Ms. Namrata Nair, to accept the honor.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, thank you, Shireen, so very much for inviting us to Bombay on this very, very special occasion. I am delighted to be here this evening to accept this award on behalf of my father, Vineet Nair, who was a very, very special person to all of us. My father was an extraordinary businessman, and he's well remembered for it. He was never one for too many awards. He used to shy away from them. At his heart and core, he was always a philanthropist first. Finally, just a very big thank you again to CNBC and the jury and everyone here, including the sponsors, for making this memory so special to us. It's moments like this that allow us to keep my father's memory alive in our hearts. And it means a lot to me and all of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Nair.
Much, ma'am.
Next, we honor Mr. Ranjit Shahani, the former Vice Chairman and MD of Novartis. May we have Dr. Indu Shahani, wife of Mr. Ranjit Shahani, on stage to receive this tribute.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep the applause going.
Thank you, CNBC, and thank you, the esteemed jury, for awarding this and celebrating and recognizing Ranjit, my husband, for the visionary leadership and the way he showed to the pharma industry and the healthcare sector in India. I would only say that he was extremely, extremely passionate about what he did, a great humanitarian, and a perfect gentleman. Even being my husband, I would say that because he encouraged me for my teaching profession every stage of my life. And I must say, till the end, even when he was not well, he encouraged me to set up Atlas Skilltech University. So I would say between health and education, he took care of the country. And I would say that, and I would also just like to say that not only was he a very caring husband, but a very caring father, and my daughter-in-law is also here. But most important was a doting grandfather to Saisha, who is 8 years old, and she has said, please tell the audience that she is very proud of her Dadu. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mrs. Shahani and family here who are present here. And now, to accept the honor for Mr. Fali Nariman, the legal luminary, we request his doctor, Dr. Anahita Nariman, to join us here on stage. Dr. Anahita. Dr. Anahita, if you'd like to say a few words.
Fali Nariman, my beloved father, passed away early this year. He was first and foremost a great humanist, an intellectual, and a leader of men. His many accomplishments included receiving both the Padma Bhushan and the Padma Vibhushan, as well as the Peter Gruber Prize for Justice, an international award acknowledging the immense contributions of my father in the legal justice field. But for all his accomplishments, the quality that really stood out was his humility. All of his laurels and accomplishments were carried lightly on his broad shoulders. That is the leadership quality that made him the great person that he was. I am extremely happy that you're honoring his legacy through today's award, and I hope that his life and the values he cherished and stood for inspire generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Anahita Nariman. In fact, to all of the families who are present here tonight, thank you so much for joining us in honoring their memory, because their legacies will forever serve as a source of inspiration and guidance for future generations to come.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nitin Gadkari, for doing the honors. Thank you, sir. We also thank Mr. Ashok Vaswani and Mr. KVS Manian for presenting the awards. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a special chat that promises to delve into the core of India's growth story. Please welcome Mr. Piyush Goyal, Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry, in conversation with Rahul Joshi of Network 18.
A big round of applause to welcome our guests to the stage.
Thank you, Piyush ji, for joining us. It's nice to see you around in Mumbai these days, ever since you've become a Lok Sabha member from Bombay.
Well, I've always been a Mumbaiker, and
but good to
for
see
the
you
rest of my life, I love to be in Mumbai.
So, Piyush ji, the first question. As turnarounds go, I think the Maharashtra victory was a spectacular turnaround. This audience understands the value of turnarounds. Hand on your heart, my first question is, were you really expecting 132, a 90% strike rate?
Well, I can acknowledge that we didn't expect to win 90% of the seats. But whether it's Nitinji, the rest of our national leadership, Honorable Prime Minister, Rajnathji, Amit Bhai, Naddaji, we were all very clear that the people of Maharashtra cannot be conned, cannot be taken in with a fake narrative a second time around. They are much smarter. Maybe at one point of time, 6 months ago, a lot of people did not come out in full big strength to vote. And we found the voting percentage down. We found that we lost a lot of seats with very small margins. The difference really even in June was not big. The difference between the winning side, the Maha Vikas Aghadi, and our combination was only 200,000 votes. It was not something which was a big loss. But we pulled our socks up, we got the act together, and I think whether it was the performance, both when Devendra Fadnavis was Chief Minister for 5 years, the last 2.5 years when Eknath Shinde, Fadnavis and Ajit Pawar worked as a team, whether it's the central government performance, when you take all of it together, people had a sense of feeling that they had let down the Prime Minister for all the good work that he had done and the Maharashtra government, the Mahayuti, had done. And therefore, it's the first time in many, many years, you must be looking at the statistics, we saw a larger turnout in the assembly election. 5% bump up in assembly election is something we have not seen in any election. And therefore, you could see the massive scale of victory. I think it's a fitting testimony to the work that has happened over the last 10 years.
So, Piyush ji, what really worked? Was it Ladki Behna scheme, or was it Batoge to Katoge or Ek hai to safe hai? What really clinched it for you?
Well, very clearly, the government, both at the center and the state, working on the 3 tracks. One of the tracks was setting the macroeconomic fundamentals of the country right, strengthening the economy. The second was what we just discussed at great length with Nitinji, the thrust on infrastructure, which obviously meant larger investments coming into the country, jobs being created, and a general sense that the country is on the move. The world today recognizes India as the growth engine of the world economy. And the third thrust was always on public welfare. The idea being that every single child born in this country should not ever want for the basic needs of life. You know, we made sure, Prime Minister Modi has been focused through 10 years to make sure that roti, kapda, makan, bijli, sadak, pani, swasth, shiksha, aaj ke paripeksh mein digital connectivity, these are ensured for everybody. So I think the performance and politics of performance was at the core of our victory. The Maharashtra government came out with a lot of very good schemes, particularly the Ladki Behna scheme, because we are recognizing and empowering 2.5 crore sisters. This empowerment, this monthly empowerment, will ensure that they will never have to look up to somebody for their day-to-day needs. And of course, one cannot deny that the opposition once again tried to create the second time around the fake narrative, dividing Indian society on caste, on language, on religion, and the people of Maharashtra, just like the people of Rajasthan, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, the 4 states where we had a little lower performance in May and June of 2024, all these 4 states gave a resounding result, a victory to the Bharatiya Janata Party and the NDA, in a way reflecting on the spirit of hum ek hai to safe hai. The country came together. The country rallied around that we will not allow anybody to divide us on caste, creed, religion, language, state, any of these divisive politics.
You know, Piyush ji, on the Ladki Behna scheme, in Madhya Pradesh also you had a resounding victory. Similar scheme was there. Prime Minister was the first to attack this Revdi culture in a big way. In fact, it was very bold of him to say that. Does it at all worry you that, these schemes, this competitive kind of populism is going to hurt us in the long run? You talk about infrastructure development, you talk about, will one come at the cost of the other?
First of all, let me correct the perspective of what we mean by Revdi culture. Look at Prime Minister Modi's 10 years in government. From day one, he spoke about women-led development. He looked at women at the fulcrum of India's growth story. He recognized that if we empower our sisters, our daughters, to play a greater role in India's growth story, then only the country can become a developed nation. After all, how could we have a situation that barely 11% of our women are participating in the formal economy? A lot of the work that our women did was never recognized, was never rewarded. All the work they did to even keep our tradition, our culture, our heritage, our family value systems, looking after homes, doing 2-shift, working in the fields, working in homes, working in factories, yet keeping our families and our value systems alive. I think the women of India played a phenomenal role.
Yes.
And therefore, in the 10 years, we made sure that we gave 80 crore people, the less privileged, the poor, the lower middle class, free food grains. We wanted to make sure nobody is ever deprived of health care. 55 crore people got free health care. Now another 12 crore above 70, irrespective of income level here.
Yes.
So we've had some cases where even billionaires have done injustice to their older parents. So Prime Minister was very clear, everybody above 70, his health care should be taken care of. We created 12 crore free toilets so that no woman ever has to lead a life of indignity. No girl child has to go to the fields. We made sure that our cooking gas connections go to every home. We are now making sure water goes to every home through the Jal Jeevan Mission, Nal Se Jal. Already 15 crore more homes have got water directly at their home. 4 crore free homes to the poor, another 3 crore in these 5 years. All of this, one can call this also Revdi, but I believe this is empowerment, empowering inclusive growth. And similarly, our money going to the women will empower them to play a more important role in India's growth story. And every place where we have provided any of these benefits, we made sure the budget could take care of it.
Sure.
We are not like Himachal Pradesh that we are going to go bankrupt, or like Karnataka or Telangana, who have promised a lot of things, but don't have the elbow room or the budget to deliver on those promises. So they are bringing all sorts of caveats of failing to pay their pensions and salaries. None of the BJP or NDA-led states or the central government has let fiscal profligacy or weak fiscal situation determine their unfortunate disaster which we see in some states.
We'll carry on this discussion at some point later. Today time is a little short. So next question. I think GDP growth in Q2 weak at about 5.4%. Markets also seem a little lackluster. There seems to be urban stress. What is your prognosis of the economy?
Well, I think Government of India and the Indian economy doesn't work like the stock market quarter se quarter tak. There will obviously always be a couple of times when we'll have to see some weakness, as Honorable Finance Minister rightly pointed out. This is the lag effect of the election period. The Q1, we had an election, and all across the country, obviously spending was a little slower. As Honorable Nitin Gadkari ji said, we can clearly see that this quarter, whether you look at all the initial numbers of GST collection, you look at the manufacturing index, you look at the IIP numbers, by and large, all the numbers, the basic strength of the economy seems to be pretty much intact. We feel that at the end of the year we'll grow quite decently, we'll continue to be the fastest growing economy. We could have benefited with some help from other quarters also. But the government,
आपका इशारा यहाँ बैठे लोगों पर है.
मेरा कोई इशारा नहीं है, मैंने सिर्फ कहा ये संयुक्त
नहीं, ये क्या कर सकते हैं? What can they do to help your case?
सभी का प्रयास होना चाहिए. मीडिया भी पॉजिटिविटी ला सकती है, शायद मेरा इशारा आपकी तरफ था.
In the last interaction you had with us when CNBC completed 25 years, you urged the RBI governor to go in for a rate cut. Do you think that RBI should drop its reticence and looking at the GDP numbers, go in for a rate cut?
No, I recall very correctly what I had said. I did not talk about a rate cut at all because that's not my remit. I'm not entitled to interfere in the regulator's independence.
Sure.
What I only mentioned was reiterating what the chief economic advisor in the economic survey had mentioned. And I have been strongly a proponent of this, not today, not for the last 2 years, 5 years, but even before I became a minister. I remember talking about this, probably Lata is here, must have done some interviews with her in the old days on this issue also. I can't for the life of me understand how the demand of onion or tomatoes or potatoes or rice or pulses is going to be affected by interest rates, whether they are high or low. I just can't for the life of me believe that we have not yet been able to evolve out of a outdated historical thinking where we are looking at the total retail inflation or CPI. It's time, as the famous saying goes, when things change, you have to change with time. Life is not always just a constant. And I do believe some economists should put their heads together and try to decipher what is the impact of high interest rates on food inflation, and are we not actually fueling further inflation and adding to the woes of inflation to the common man by keeping interest rates high? I personally believe this is a debate whose time has come.
So your personal view, you're still saying that it is time for a rate cut?
Well, once you eliminate food inflation from the basket, the rest would be for all the policymakers to sit down and take a sensible decision.
Piyushji, slower capital spending has resulted in moderate economic growth. Central government expenditure in the first half was 15% lower. What can the government do to, meet the target in the coming months?
Well, I can share with you that including, and Nitinji will bear me out, including in our cabinet meeting yesterday, the Honorable Prime Minister has urged all the ministers to focus on making sure that we meet our capex targets, and he himself is extremely focused to make sure that the economy remains on track. And I can share with you, just recently there have been some reports about case studies being done on Pragati, for example.
Yes.
Prime Minister himself monitors large projects, himself monitors what is the obstruction that is causing capex to slow down. And I'm very confident, just as Honorable Nitinji was, that you will see an uptick in investments. Already the third quarter shows the green shoots of greater capex spending and investments. You mentioned about the stock market slowing down. I think it's just vacillating. It's not really gone down in a very, very drastic manner.
It's range bound, yeah.
Yeah, it's just been a little bit of ups and downs. And we in government believe that we have to stay the course, we have to focus on ease of doing business, We have to focus on a strong fundamental economic situation where all the basic building blocks of the economy are addressed. The rest will follow automatically.
Just one or two quick questions. You've said in our last interaction, with CNBC, you said that Donald Trump is a friend of India. How do you view his latest threat on punitive tariffs to BRIC countries, of which India is one?
No, he did not mention India. Rahul ji, आप पेपर भी ठीक से नहीं पढ़ते हो यार.
मैं पेपर बनाता ही नहीं हूँ.
I'm sure, as you all read, that the comment that Mr. Donald Trump had made was on Canada,
yes,
Mexico, and China. And India is very proud that we are one country which is very transparent in its practices, in our business working. We have no hidden subsidies. We do not at all provide any sort of incentive for export which can distort the export market. And our trade with the US is fairly balanced. We may have a little bit of a surplus on the goods side, but then we spend nearly $20 billion in the students who are studying in various universities in the US.
Yes.
We have a lot of defense purchases from the US. We spend very heavily on our technology payments to the US. So our partnership with the United States is beyond just a number. It's very, very strategic, it's very deep, and the friendship that Prime Minister Modi shares with President Trump is truly an exceptional friendship, something which is very, very personal at an emotional level. And over the 10 years, we worked with the Obama administration, the Trump administration, the Biden administration, and every single period, the friendship with the US has only got better. And I'm sure the next 4 years are again going to be a great time for the US-India partnership.
Just one last question. How do you view the attacks on Hindus in Bangladesh and Bangladesh's friendly relationship now with Pakistan? Do you think that, do you rule out any punitive economic measures?
Well, I strongly condemn what is happening to the Hindus in Bangladesh. I have the confidence that the government there will act on it. We have our Foreign Secretary visiting Bangladesh on Monday to meet Mr. Mohammad Yunus and other senior leaders. The government of India has taken it up at every level very, very strongly. And all such efforts to attack people on the basis of caste or religion is truly condemnable. And I do believe any effort also to derail the Indian economy and the India growth story, sometimes led by elements outside the country, about which we have recently also spoken about in Parliament.
Yes.
Efforts like the OCCRP coming out with reports hitting at the basic fabric of India, hitting at India's secular fabric, hitting at India's growth, coming out in a timed fashion, every time to coincide with the Parliament session. Such efforts often funded by vested interests inimical to India's growth story and growing importance, and very often also fueled by people from India, is extremely sad. I think when it comes to India, when it comes to Bharat, 140 crore Indians should stand united for the good of our people. It's unfortunate that so many years after history in the past, we had Jaychands once upon a time causing loss to the country. Sadly, we continue to have Jaychands. Amidst our midst even today.
Piyushji, thank you so much for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause to the Minister. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Minister Piyush Goyal and Rahul Joshi, for taking us through this discussion. Well, we'll move on to our next set of awards, where we'll once again request Honourable Minister Nitin Gadkari to come up on stage. Mr. Gadkari. And we'd also request Mr. Baba Kalyani, the Chairman and Managing Director of Bharat Forge, as well as Mrs. Zareen Daruwala, the CEO of Standard Chartered Bank, India and South Asia, to join us here on stage to present the next set of awards.
Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause true public service creates a ripple effect that touches countless lives. The next category, outstanding contribution to public service, honors such a legacy. This year's award goes to someone whose tireless efforts have inspired change and action worldwide. It's time to learn more about this year's remarkable winner.
For decades, Sunita Narayan has been a tireless advocate for our planet, championing sustainability and climate justice. From serving on the Prime Minister's Council for Climate Change to leading the Tiger Task Force and the National Ganga River Basin Authority, her work has shaped India's environmental future. Her dedication has earned her prestigious accolades, including the Padma Shri, Stockholm Water Prize, the Prince Albert II of Monaco Foundation Award. Sunita continues to inspire change. CNBC TV 18 Business Leader Awards 2024 proudly presents the Outstanding Contribution to Public Service Award to Sunita Narayan.
Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for our winner, Ms. Sunita Narayan. Congratulations, ma'am.
Let's give her a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Request you, ma'am, to kindly say a few words.
Thank you, CNBC, and thank you, the jury. Really very, very happy to receive this award. As Shireen said at the beginning when she spoke, we are in very tumultuous times. These are very dire times. We put together a database on the extreme weather events in India using the Met data. And Gadkari ji, you'll be amazed to know and shocked, and it's pain to know that we suffer from one extreme weather event a day in India, in some region or the other, today, which means that you can see the impact on the poorest of this country, who are the most vulnerable when it comes to climate change. But it's also a time when the world is walking backwards from what it needs to do. And this is what should worry us. And this is also the opportunity that we have in this country. Because we have the ability to do things differently. For us, climate change, and you have spoken about this so many times, Gadkari ji, for us, the issue of air pollution, the issue is not about fixing the tailpipe. It's about making sure we do things differently. And it has to be affordable for it to be sustainable. And that's why for us we can walk the path differently and find a way in which we can fix our own problems, grow, but grow differently. Thank you very much.
And thank you, Ms. Narayan, for solving for what is one of the biggest challenges of our time. Thank you very much, and many, many congratulations on winning this award. Well, ladies and gentlemen, economic progress is built on a foundation of vision. It is built on a foundation of dedication as well as impact. The next award is a special recognition for outstanding contribution to the Indian economy, which recognizes an extraordinary force behind India's growth. This year, we celebrate IIT Madras for its unparalleled role in driving India's economic growth. Let's take a closer look at their achievements and the achievements of this year's remarkable winner.
IIT Madras, a cornerstone of India's technological revolution, has been shaping leaders since 1959. Known for its excellence in engineering, it has also fostered entrepreneurship, supporting over 233 startups that address real-world challenges. The Research Park, home to 200 startups, bridges academia and industry, driving innovation in AI, robotics and renewable energy. During the COVID-19 pandemic, IIT Madras played a key role in developing rapid testing kits and ventilators. CNBC TV 18 India Business Leader Awards 2024 proudly presents the Special Recognition Outstanding Contribution to Indian Economy Award to IIT Madras.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Professor Mahesh Panchagnula, Department of Applied Mechanics and Biomedical Engineering, Dean Emeritus, IIT Madras Head, Center of Excellence on Sports, Science and Analytics, and Professor Satya Narayana Chakravarti, Department of Aerospace Engineering, Head, National Center for Combustion Research and Development, and co-founder of several startups. Sir, if you could kindly say a few words.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here. I think as the introduction went, I'm here standing in front of you as someone who has been participating as an academic in a number of startups, notably Agnikul, which many of you would have known has launched India's first semi-crew rocket out of Sriharikota. Plus, we have actually been doing lots of other things like E-plane or satellite company called Galaxy and Hyperloop, through Tutor Hyperloop and Avishkar Hyperloop. We're part of a larger ecosystem with many of the faculty members, about 100 of us, who are part of about 300 plus startups.
I want to thank the jury for selecting IIT Madras. Today's IIT Madras is not what many of us imagine. I want to borrow inspiration from a tagline, an old Tata Steel tagline. We also graduate the best engineers and scientists of the world today. We file the largest number of patents for any academic institutions. We hold the highest number of startups. Several technologies are being translated for the world's benefit. I want to make one last point here. I believe we are the first academic institution to be recognized at the IBLA Awards. I want to accept this very gracefully on behalf of all of academia, all of the IITs, and the wonderful work that everybody does today. We need to build a stronger relationship between the worlds of academia and industry. I wrote a piece some time ago that was titled Industry Talks Quarters and Academia Talks Semesters. But I think there is a way to bridge that. Let's make it happen. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Professor Panchagnula and Professor Chakravarti. A huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for IIT Madras. The next award celebrates someone who has consistently raised the bar in the world of entertainment, delivering performances that resonate deeply with audiences. The winner of this year's Entertainment Leader of the Year is the most versatile actor, striking a perfect balance between commercial success and meaningful storytelling. He has turned the narrative around for himself and continues to thrive. Let's shine a spotlight on this year's Entertainment Leader of the Year.
Rajkumar Rao won hearts and accolades this year for his inspiring portrayal of Srikanth Bolla, a visually impaired industrialist in the biopic Srikanth. The film, a sleeper hit, showcased Rao's versatility and ability to bring extraordinary stories to life. Following this, he starred in Stree 2, this year's blockbuster, and the highest-grossing Hindi film ever. Building on his iconic 2018 portrayal of Vicky, Rajkumar delivered a performance that struck a chord with the audience. From the resilient lawyer to the small-town dreamer, Rajkumar Rao continues to redefine excellence in Indian cinema with his power-packed and heartfelt performances. CNBC TV 18 India Business Leader Awards 2024 proudly presents the Entertainment Leader of the Year award to Rajkumar Rao.
Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for the very talented, very versatile Rajkumar Rao.
Congratulations, Rajkumar Rao. From Stree to Srikanth Bolla, you've had quite the diverse range of roles. If you'd like to say a few words.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, CNBC TV 18. Thank you, jury. It's such an honor to receive this prestigious award, and especially in front of this August gathering. Some of my favorite people are here. Thank you for recognizing my hard work. As you said, I always try and push my boundaries. I always try and explore challenging parts, and this year has been truly special with Srikanth and Stree 2. So Shree and Stree, I think both have been very lucky for me. But thanks to you guys, nothing would have been possible without your support. Thank you, Geo Studios. Thank you, Mukesh sir, Nita ma'am, for putting your faith in films like Stree and just to support our cinema. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good night.
A huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, once again for the very talented Rajkumar Rao.
Well, it is now time to celebrate an extraordinary achievement in the world of sports. The Sports Leaders of the Year Award recognizes outstanding contributions that have put India on the global map. Now, this year, we celebrate the Indian chess team as the sports leader for bringing immense pride to India, to the nation, and inspiring a new generation of players across the country. A big round of applause for our chess team here.
Indian chess has come of age, transforming into a global powerhouse that commands respect on the world stage. At the prestigious Chess Olympiad, both the men's and women's teams made history by claiming gold, a first for India. In the open competition, India triumphed among 195 nations, with D. Gukesh and Arjun Irgaisi shining bright with individual goals. On the women's side, India outplayed 181 countries, fueled by stellar performances from Divya Deshmukh and Vantika Agarwal, who also secured individual goals. A moment of pride, a testament to talent, teamwork and grit. This is Indian chess at its pinnacle. CNBC TV 18 India Business Leader Awards 2024 proudly presents the Sports Leaders of the Year Award to the Indian chess team.
Please put a huge round of applause for Abhijit Kunde, coach of the women's team and the non-playing captain, and Divyendu Barua, the head of delegation, to join us. Sir, we would like you to kindly say a few words.
Good evening, everyone. We are deeply honored to receive India's Sports Leader Award today in this ceremony. It's a historic moment for chess that India won in both the categories, men and women. Chess Olympiad, first time in 95 years, where 180 plus countries were participating. I think it's very rare that such a dominance is displayed in any other sport in both the categories. We are proud that we brought back the crown to India, the birthplace of chess. Today is special that we have been honored among the gathering, I think with the tycoons from politics and business. And we are confident that with your support and guidance, India will lead the sports by 2036.
Well, amen to that. Thank you so much, and a big congratulations again to the team.
I would like to thank on behalf of Indian team. I think most of them are playing in tournaments, so they are not here. And chess fraternity, CNBC and juries, and everyone for supporting us. I think this is a award from the industry, so I will just put some numbers to it, because I think everyone was showing some numbers. So chess is played in more than 190 plus countries. On the ranking, we are world number 2 as far as the top 10 players average rating is concerned. We are world champion in men and women category in the team event, and Gukesh is playing in Singapore for the world championship.
Many congratulations. Many congratulations. Thank you so much.
And thank you, Mr. Gadkari, Mr. Kalyani and Ms. Daruwala for helping us present these awards. We request you to take your seats. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a big surprise for you. For that, let me invite Mr. Rahul Joshi back on stage to take this forward. Over to you, Mr. Joshi.
So ladies and gentlemen, as turnarounds go, I said the biggest turnaround this time was the spectacular success of the BJP in Maharashtra. This evening would not be complete if we don't present the man behind this spectacular turnaround. So the big surprise is we have with us the newly minted Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Devendra Fadnavis. He has told me specifically not to ask political questions, so I don't know how to go about this. So, Devendra ji, the field is wide open. You have the biggest CEOs of corporate India here. What is your pitch to them?
I think all of us know that Maharashtra is the business magnet. It is the powerhouse of Indian economy. And I would say we are back. And we are back with a bang. The mandate which the people of Maharashtra have given to our Mahayuti, it is not only unprecedented, but I think it is something which gives us a responsibility to contribute most to the Indian economy. And I must tell you that Maharashtra has always been ahead. And I was just taking the stock of situation yesterday, and I must share you one number that in the FDI flow, we have already crossed 90% of the FDI which we got last year in first 6 months. So I think this will be a record year for FDI flow, and I think in the infrastructure sector, Maharashtra is leading the way with a port like Vadhavan, which will be one of the biggest port of India, which is 3 times bigger than JNPT, and which has up to 10 kilometers, 20 meters deep draft. I think that will change the entire maritime economy of India. And I'm very happy that Honorable Prime Minister has also announced that the 3rd airport of Mumbai will be constructed at Vadhavan. So, entire new area is being created for business. And we all know that we have recently inaugurated the Atal Setu, 22-kilometer sea link, which joins Mumbai to New Mumbai. And we are creating a 3rd Mumbai, near New Mumbai, which is 3 times bigger than Mumbai, and which will be the next business capital of India. So I think there is huge opportunity to invest in Maharashtra, to conduct your business, and I would like to assure you that conducting business will be the most hassle-free activity in Maharashtra in days to come. We are there to handhold, we are there to partner, we are there to share everything which you want us to share. And I'm sure that with all the business leaders who are sitting here, together we can make Maharashtra the first $1 trillion subnational economy of India. Thank you.
No wonder the markets love the man. 2-3 छोटे सवाल तो इजाजत दीजिए, ज्यादा पॉलिटिकल नहीं पूछूंगा, पर फिर भी क्या ऑपोजिशन को ये बोला जा सकता है कि अब बिजनेस महाराष्ट्र से गुजरात नहीं जाएगा?
गुजरात कभी गया ही नहीं. देखिए, मैं आपको एक बात कहता हूं कि देश का हर राज्य अपने अपने तरीके से परफॉर्म करता है. और मैं केवल, चूंकि मैंने एफडीआई से बात शुरू की थी, सो आई वुड लाइक टू टेल यू कि फ्रॉम 15 to 19 जब मैं चीफ मिनिस्टर था तो महाराष्ट्र एफडीआई में नंबर 1 था. करीब करीब 2 साल ऐसे थे कि एक साल अराउंड 48% ऑफ द एंटायर एफडीआई दैट केम टू इंडिया केम टू महाराष्ट्र. एक साल 42% आया और हम सरकार से बाहर गए और पहले साल कर्नाटक नंबर 1 हो गया. हम अगले साल गुजरात नंबर 1 हो गया और उसके बाद हम लोग वापिस आए और वापिस आने के बाद मेरे फर्स्ट इंटरव्यू में मैंने कहा था कि हम वापिस महाराष्ट्र को नंबर 1 पर लाएंगे और पहले ही साल महाराष्ट्र नंबर 1 आया, अगले साल भी नंबर 1 आया और अभी 2 क्वार्टर मिलाकर जो फर्स्ट 2 क्वार्टर से उसमें महाराष्ट्र को 52% एफडीआई मिला है, देश का 52%। इसलिए मैं ये मानता ही नहीं हूं कि महाराष्ट्र से कुछ गुजरात जाता है। गुजरात की अपनी एक स्ट्रेंथ है
जी,
कर्नाटक की अपनी एक स्ट्रेंथ है, तमिलनाडु की अपनी एक स्ट्रेंथ है, दिल्ली की अपनी 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 स्ट्रेंथ के हिसाब से वो काम करते हैं, लेकिन महाराष्ट्र महाराष्ट्र है और मुंबई केवल महाराष्ट्र के पास है।
देवेंद्र जी, हाथ दिल पर रखकर बोलिएगा, 232 सीटों की उम्मीदें थी आपको? 90% स्ट्राइक रेट
नहीं थी।
नहीं
झूठ
थी।
क्यों बोलूं, नहीं थी। हमको ये जरूर समझ में आ गया था कि हम बहुत अच्छी विक्ट्री करें, क्योंकि जिस समय 5% इंक्रीज हुआ
जी,
जैसे हम लोग चुनाव में आगे बढ़ रहे थे तो मेजॉरिटी हमको दिख रही थी, हम लोग सिंपल मेजॉरिटी अच्छे से लेंगे लग रहा था, फिर लग रहा था 170 तक जाएंगे, लेकिन जिस समय 5% का इंक्रीज हुआ तो कुछ पत्रकारों से मैंने बातचीत की, मैंने उनको कहा कि 5% का इंक्रीज 2 ही चीजें करता है, या तो इनकम्बेंट गवर्नमेंट को सिमट देता है, हम 50-60 में सिमट जाएंगे, या फिर जो हमको ग्राउंड पर दिख रहा है कि देयर इज अ पॉजिटिविटी अमंग्स पीपल, तो ये हमको लैंडस्लाइड विक्ट्री देगा। तो ये तो अंदाजा आया था, लेकिन ये लैंडस्लाइड इतना छप्पर फाड़ के होगा इसका अंदाजा नहीं था।
तो क्या चला, लड़की बहना स्कीम चली या फिर बटोगे तो कटोगे, एक हैं तो सेफ हैं?
देखिए, एक चीज पक्की है कि हमारी जो स्कीम्स है उन स्कीम्स ने एक पॉजिटिविटी लाई। हम लोगों ने जिस प्रकार से इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के प्रोजेक्ट्स डिलीवर किए उसके कारण एक पॉजिटिविटी आई, लेकिन इसके साथ साथ जो प्रधानमंत्री जी ने मंत्र दिया था, एक है तो सेफ है, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि इस मंत्र को महाराष्ट्र ने रिस्पॉन्ड किया, क्योंकि जिस प्रकार से महाराष्ट्र में लोकसभा के समय फेक नैरेटिव तैयार करके लोगों को विभाजित कर करके महाराष्ट्र को जीतने का प्रयास हुआ, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि ये संदेशा महाराष्ट्र के हर व्यक्ति के दिल को छुआ और एक है तो सेफ है, इसने एक जादू किया, जिस जादू के कारण मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि हर व्यक्ति को लगा कि मुझे वोट देना है। पिछले 4 दशकों का रिकॉर्ड तोड़कर सबसे ज्यादा वोटिंग इस बार हुई है। तो ये जो वोटिंग है ये बिल्कुल दिखा रही है कि लोगों ने इसको रिस्पॉन्ड किया है। तो मैं ऐसा मानता हूं क्यूमुलेटिव इफेक्ट इसका होता है, लेकिन इसमें एक है तो सेफ है, इस नारे का बहुत ज्यादा इफेक्ट रहा है।
अभी लोग कह रहे हैं कि शिंदे हैं तो सेफ हैं, सब मामला निपट गया, सब सुलझ गई बात, होम मिनिस्ट्री आप ही के पास है कि उधर देनी पड़ेगी?
देखिए, पहले दिन से हम लोग साथ में ही हैं जी। खबरें तो कुछ भी चल जाती है ना, खबरों का थोड़ी कोई सिर पैर थोड़ी होता है और हम रोक भी नहीं सकते, लेकिन कभी भी कोई कंफ्यूजन नहीं था। शिंदे जी पहले दिन से साथ में थे। शिंदे जी ने जब हम लोग बैठे उस समय हमारे लीडर्स के सामने भी बात कही कि मैं भी ये समझता हूं कि जिस प्रकार का नंबर लोगों ने बीजेपी को दिया है तो बीजेपी को अपना चीफ मिनिस्टर बनाना पड़ेगा, इसलिए कोई उनके मन में भी कंफ्यूजन नहीं था। और होम मिनिस्ट्री किसके पास रहे, यूडी किसके पास रहे और फाइनेंस किसके पास रहे, इसके बारे में कल चर्चा हम करने वाले हैं। जैसे चर्चा कंक्लूड होगी आपके कान में बता दूंगा।
पहले बताइएगा, सबसे पहले।
बिल्कुल।
आपसे एक पर्सनल सवाल, आप मुख्यमंत्री थे, ज्यादा नंबर्स आपके पास थे, आपको उस हालत में भी डिप्टी सीएम बनना पड़ा, उसके बाद गजब का कमबैक है। पर्सनली उस वक्त आपको कैसा लगा और इससे कैसे आप बाहर निकल कर आए? ये हम सब के लिए एक लेसन होगा, हम सबको ऊपर नीचे देखना पड़ता है।
क्योंकि हम महाराष्ट्र की धरती पर है तो अपने यहाँ शिरडी के साईं बाबा को बहुत लोग मानते हैं। तो साईं बाबा के पीछे एक वाक्य लिखा हुआ है, श्रद्धा और सबूरी। सबूरी का मतलब होता है सब्र। तो श्रद्धा रखो और सब्र रखो तो सारी चीजें ठीक होती है, वही मैंने किया।
आखिरी सवाल, मोदी जी ने परम मित्र कहा आपको, तो जब ये जीत, इतनी बड़ी जीत हुई, तो सबसे पहले उन्होंने आपसे क्या कहा?
नहीं, उन्होंने जब मेरी उनसे फोन पर बात हुई तो उन्होंने कहा आप लोगों ने बहुत अच्छा किया है, आप लोगों को बहुत बधाई ये उनका पहला वाक्य था और मुझे लगता है कि उससे निश्चित रूप से जो हमारे विजय का आनंद था वो बहुत बढ़ा.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. Ladies and gentlemen, the man of the moment, Devendra Fadnavis. Thank you. आप आए, बहुत अच्छा लगा. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Devendra Fadnavis and Mr. Rahul Joshi for that insightful conversation. Sir, I believe this is your first private media event after taking oath for the third time as the Chief Minister of Maharashtra. Thank you so much, sir, for taking out time and joining us this evening. Requesting now Honorable Minister Mr. Piyush Goyal, sir, to kindly come back and join us on stage for the next set of awards. Our next category, the Lifetime Achievement Award that pays tribute to an exceptional journey of purpose and progress. The award celebrates an individual whose work has changed the way we think, act and build for the future. And the winner for the Lifetime Achievement Award 2024 is
1966, one visionary set out to ensure that every child could enjoy a healthy childhood at an affordable price. This vision gave birth to the Serum Institute of India, a company that would go on to redefine vaccinations worldwide. Dr. Cyrus Poonawala's journey began with the launch of the first therapeutic anti-tetanus serum and grew into the world's largest vaccine manufacturer, producing over 1.3 billion doses. Today, Serum's vaccines reach 65% of the world's children. Through global collaborations and innovative vaccines like those for COVID-19, Dr. Poonawala has cemented India's leadership in affordable public health solutions. CNBC TV 18 India Business Leader Awards 2024 proudly presents the Lifetime Achievement Award to Dr. Cyrus Poonawala.
Well, many congratulations to Dr. Cyrus Poonawala and a big round of applause for him, ladies and gentlemen. The founder of Serum Institute of India, Dr. Poonawala, has been a cornerstone of vaccine innovation for more than 5 decades, making affordable vaccines accessible worldwide, protecting millions from diseases. Let's put our hands together for Dr. Poonawala.
Honorable Shri my friend Piyush and our Chief Minister, Mr. Fadnavis. I first of all like to acknowledge with thanks the jury for having selected me for this coveted honor, and also CNBC for supporting such a great honor to me, though I have received many honors as you've seen in the past, but to me this honor is equally important, if not more important. I won't take a lot of your time, but there was one important aspect which I think the audience, some of them know, but most don't know, that right from the beginning when I started Serum Institute with a capital of 5 lakhs, of which half was borrowed, and it helped me to grow a vaccine company, which is today, of course, the world's largest vaccine company, in spite, and that's what I want to emphasize, that I've supplied most of the vaccines, if not all, at half or quarter of the market ruling price, in which hundreds of millions of dollars of profits were sacrificed, and I continue to do it at a... And when I was asked about it in the press, I said, apart from my staff who have supported me in this sacrifice, the biggest loser is my son here, only son, because it's cost him at least $3 to $5 billion of cash profits, which we have lost in the process, and we continue to lose till at least in my lifetime. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Dr. Poonawala, for your very, very noble cause. We're ever grateful, and congratulations again on receiving this award.
Moving on, Branding a nation is a complex task, requiring leaders who think globally and act locally. The Outstanding Contribution to Brand India Award recognizes one such leader. Let's find out the winner and her incredible contributions to our nation.
She's a visionary leader and philanthropist. Nita Ambani has transformed millions of lives through Reliance Foundation's education and empowerment initiatives. As founder of the Nita Mukesh Ambani Cultural Center, she bridges India's heritage with the world. The first Indian woman in the International Olympic Committee and honorary trustee at the Met. She's also redefining Indian media as chairperson of the Viacom-Disney joint venture and taking Indian sports global, from cricket to the 2024 Paris Olympics. Nita Ambani is a true force of inspiration, reshaping India's identity on the world stage. CNBC TV 18 India Business Leader Awards 2024 proudly honors Nita Ambani.
Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for Mrs. Nita Ambani. Ma'am, your philanthropic leadership has been pivotal in building Brand India, touching millions of lives through Reliance Foundation. Mrs. Nita Ambani has created a legacy of meaningful change, shaping a global narrative of India as a nation of opportunities and inclusivity. She has positioned the country as one rooted in compassion and innovation. Ladies and gentlemen, once again a huge round of applause for Mrs. Nita Ambani, founder and chairperson of Reliance Foundation. Ma'am, if you could kindly say a few words.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Namaskar. Good evening. Thank you, Piyush Bhai, Rahul, Shireen, and the esteemed jury for this incredible honor. Congratulations to CNBC TV 18 for completing 25 glorious years of setting the gold standard in business journalism and being the voice of credibility, leadership, and inspiration for a new India. I'm deeply honored to receive this award, and I accept it with utmost humility and gratitude. This recognition is not just a personal honor. It is a tribute to our country, India. India is where it all began. We are the cradle of civilization, a land of timeless values and enduring wisdom. And today, India is also where the future is being shaped, with the world's youngest population and the fastest growing economy. In many ways, this is a defining moment in India's journey. I believe our time has come. I grew up in a family where Indianness was a way of life. My maternal grandmother was a Gandhian and a freedom fighter. From a very young age, like all Indians growing up, we were taught the values of loving your country, serving its people, and protecting its ideals. And then I got married into a family that shared the same deep sense of pride in India. I've always believed that the essence of India's growth story lies in the pursuit of excellence and innovation. These ideals are embedded in our DNA, whether it is in our ancient texts, our scientific achievements, and the entrepreneurial spirit of every Indian. As a nation, we are a living proof that ordinary people can dream extraordinary dreams and work tirelessly to make them come true. Mukesh and I have been fortunate to witness and be a part of this journey. Reliance, which started as a small textile company, has grown to become one of the top global companies, fueled by a relentless commitment to innovation and a passion for excellence. My own journey has been guided by these values. As a young Bharatanatyam dancer, I dreamed of creating a space where India's artistic brilliance could shine on the global stage. That dream became the Nita Mukesh Ambani Cultural Center. I'm proud to share that we have so far hosted more than 6,000 artists and over 2 million guests at NMACC. Not only from India, but around the world. In less than 2 years, NMACC has been named one of the top 7 cultural spaces in the world, a must visit by an international publication. Similarly, I began my journey as a teacher. My work in education started with a simple belief that every child in India deserves access to world-class opportunities. Today, we run 16 schools across the country, and our endeavor is to raise the global leaders for tomorrow. Just yesterday, our Dhirubhai Ambani International School was ranked 11th amongst the top IB schools in the world. Proving that our children and our teachers are nothing less than the best globally. Earlier this year, for the first time in the history of the Olympics, we hosted the first ever India House at the Paris Games in 2024. India House became a space where we honored our athletes, celebrated our stories, and showcased India's beauty, depth, diversity, culture, and the heritage to the world. A France television journalist went on to report that if country houses were a category, our India House would win the gold. I am happy to share that Devendra ji was with us at the beginning of our Olympic journey dream. And early next year, we will take another bold step by presenting India's bid to host the 2036 Summer Olympic Games in our country, Bharat. This is the India I dream of, a nation that leads the world with its boldness, brilliance, creativity, and culture. A nation that doesn't just follow, but sets the benchmarks for excellence across industries and fields. I firmly believe that this century belongs to India. More importantly, it belongs to us women. In our culture, Shakti, the divine feminine energy, embodies power, wisdom, and progress. And as Piyush Bhai said, women will not only transform India's growth story, they will redefine it with their innovation and leadership. Tonight, I dedicate this award to every woman who walks the path of action, devotion, knowledge, motherhood, leadership, compassion, and of resilience. I would also like to dedicate this award to my 3 wonderful daughters, Isha, Shloka, and Radhika. and my two precious granddaughters, Adhya Shakti and Veda. You remind me every day that the greatest legacy we can leave is a happy, safe, and a kind world, where every child, girl or boy, dares to dream without limits, achieves without barriers, and has access to equal opportunities. Let us all rededicate ourselves to building an India that chases excellence, embraces innovation, and carries its cultural heritage into a future of infinite possibilities. Together, let us create a Bharat that leads the world not just economically, but also with its heart, its heritage, and its hopefulness. Thank you once again. Jai Hind.
Can we all give a standing ovation to Nita Ambani? Mukesh bhai, come up. Anand, Radhika, come up. Please.
Thank you, ma'am, for those inspiring words. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, a huge round of applause for Mrs. Nita Ambani.
Mr. Goyal, we'd request you to stay back on stage. You know, once in a generation, a leader emerges with a vision which transcends the ordinary, a vision which builds not just businesses, but dreams. Tonight, the Hall of Fame honors an individual whose story is forever intertwined with India's transformation. Let's walk through this journey together.
In India's economic journey, few figures stand as tall as Kushal Pal Singh, a visionary who redefined urban landscapes. When he joined DLF in the 1960s, KP Singh saw more than just land. He saw potential. His bold vision transformed Gurgaon into India's premier corporate hub, attracting Fortune 500 companies and becoming a symbol of modern India's ambition. In 2007, he led DLF's historic IPO, raising $2.2 billion, India's largest at the time. Beyond business, his legacy shines through the DLF Foundation, uplifting thousands through education, health, and skill development. CNBC TV 18 India Business Leader Awards 2024 proudly inducts Kushal Pal Singh into the Hall of Fame.
Huge round of applause for Mr. Kushal Pal Singh, Chairman Emeritus of DLF, the man who saw Gurgaon's potential when few did and transformed it into a corporate hub, led one of India's largest IPOs and empowered lives through the DLF Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Kushal Pal Singh to the stage with a huge round of applause.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I stand before you all today in deep humility to accept this great award, a very prestigious award. Thank you, CNBC and the jury, for selecting me. When I look back at my life, undoubtedly, I was involved in a business which was earlier closed to private sector. So involved major battles to get it opened. How do I buy land? I had no money. How to make thousands of acres of land, how to make a city, unknown. I fought. And ladies and gentlemen, unknown anywhere in the world, thousands of acres of land were purchased on payable when able. I had no money. Farmers gave me land on credit. This is a history that has never happened anywhere. Then fought all kinds of things. Finally, city came around, and today all of you know, it's a great story.
At 95 years today, I stand before you. And I feel the vibrance of India. Of course, I now a non-resident live abroad. The amount of prestige Indians have got abroad, thanks to the dynamic leadership of our Prime Minister, Modi ji. India is placed on a very high table of the world. Indian, as I see moving forward, nothing can stop the growth. Nothing means nothing. Irrespective of political ideology may differ, but growth will happen because, of course, dynamic Prime Minister ji and his wonderful team of ministers, but more importantly, vibrant entrepreneurs. Growth will happen. I'm only concerned when growth happens. Naturally, growth means investors. At least I've never heard of an investor who will invest money for loss. So investors will invest. Naturally, they invest, make profits. Government will earn revenues. In the bargain, rich will become richer. No rocket science. They will become richer. But the thing is whether it will create adequate jobs for the teeming millions who aspire to come to the mainstream. That is my concern. And I do believe, we just heard what Honorable Gadkari ji has done. Could anybody imagine the road network which he has created? Could anybody imagine from Delhi to Dehradun in 2 hours? Major changes, sir, you have made. So what people thought impossible, you have made it possible. Now, the same way I think there are various sectors of the economy. Take, for example, tourism. I was amazed to hear that Bangkok alone gets 29 million tourists last year. Malaysia get 26. How much India? 9 million only. India is a country rich of heritage, north, south, east, west. Perhaps like of it doesn't exist anywhere in the world. So why not 100 million? Why not 100 million, sir? Earlier people could say, oh, road network is very difficult. Gadkari ji did it. Therefore, I believe things like this thing which can create jobs. Take housing. As India grows, you need more housing for every section of the economy. So things like this, wherever jobs can be created, should be the mantra and the priority of the government. Not only government, you all. And please trust me, if you do this, it will be a balanced growth. And when balanced growth comes, nothing can stop it. India, you're not talking third largest economy. Trust me. People will be talking, is America number one or India number one? This will happen. Sadly, I won't be here, but I'll watch you from the top. Best wishes to all of you. Good luck. And thank you once again, CNBC. For
Ladies and gentlemen, a standing ovation to Mr. Kushal Palse.
Your words have been a source of inspiration and learning for all of us. Thank you so much again. And thank you, Honorable Minister Piyush Goyal, for being with us here today. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the conclusion of this evening's awards. We've witnessed extraordinary stories of success, of leadership and innovation, and we thank each one of you for being a part of this celebration. But before we go, let's raise a toast to excellence, connection and the incredible potential that lies ahead of us. We'd also like to extend a heartfelt thanks to Mr. Nitin Gadkari, Mr. Piyush Goyal and Mr. Devendra Fadnavis for joining us here on the 20th edition of the IBLA and the 25 years of CNBC TV 18. Also a special thanks to our partners, presenting partner Standard Chartered and associate partner Reliance Industries.
And now may we invite all the winners to join us on stage for a group photograph to capture this special moment. Ladies and gentlemen, request all the winners to kindly come up on stage.
Can we please have all the winners up on stage for a photograph to mark this occasion? Ladies and gentlemen, please make your way up, all of the winners. Do join us on stage.
Request you all to kindly join us on stage. All the winners of India Business Leader Awards 2024, request you to kindly come up on stage.
Once again, may I request all of the winners from tonight to please join us on stage for a photograph to mark this moment. All the winners on stage, please.